Welcome in, everybody, to the JAKIB Halftime Show here on JAKIB Sports. A 17-13 lead for the Eagles at halftime here in the game. I thought for a chance there the Eagles had a chance to pull away. They were up 17-3, and the Pittsburgh offense had nothing going. But boy, can we say, now we know why people, me included, want this passing game to work. This Eagles offense is another level of good when the passing game involved. Obviously, a big storyline right now is Saquon Barkley. Where is Barkley? Is he hurt? He took a shot to the knee on that tackle by T.J. Watt earlier in the game, and he has not returned. But, boy, I think the big story here is what this passing game has done. Jalen Hurts is 12 of 13 for 146 and 2 touchdowns. And let me remind everybody, they had 2 turnovers in the first quarter, and that was their best first quarter of the year. That's why people like John McMullen tell you, you need a good passing game. As much as you love Saquon, the passing game changes the story. Speaking of John McMullen, let's go to him now, live from the stadium, Lincoln Financial Field. Joining the show now, Johnny Mac, welcome to the show. Birds up 17-13 in a game I thought could get out of hand, Johnny Mac. The Steelers reined it back in a little bit. What'd you see out there in the first half, John?
Yeah, pretty dominant start for the Eagles. Should have been worse. Obviously, you had the 2 early fumbles that kept Pittsburgh in the game. Then they were able to get going a little bit in the first half. But at the end of the first half, got to give the Eagles defense credit, though. They had 2 short fields. The first one, they were able to persevere. And the second one, just at the end of the half, to be able to hold Chris Boswell to a 49-yard field goal, put in a bad spot. Tremendous job by the defense. Gave up 80 total yards in the first half. They didn't give up a first down until about 21 minutes of game time was up. Just complete dominance from the defense, and you can really see the Pittsburgh running game really struggling with Harris and Warren combining for 8 carries and 13 yards. So nothing going on the ground, very little until they got to Pat Fryermuth a little bit, and they got something going from that perspective. But Pittsburgh offense is really limited, which is something we talked about during the week. From the Eagles, yeah, they got the passing game going. Boy, by far, Jalen Hurts' best game this year. 12 of 13 in the first half. 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, 153 passer rating. He was perfect for a while. He was 8 for 8 to start. He was perfect. A.J. Brown, dominant. And let's see if they can get that going. The Pittsburgh pass rush got going a little bit at the end of the half and kind of limited things. T.J. Watt is an amazing player in person to see. So they're dangerous from that perspective. But I think if the Eagles stay the course, they should be able to nail this one down. But we'll see if they get the passing game going. The one concern, Saquon Barkley seemed to be dealing with something at the end of the half there, trying to get his right leg loose. You kind of saw Kenny Gainwell on the field. So that's something to keep an eye on. Saquon only 7 carries in the first half for 31 yards. Remember, he got 22 on the 1 carry, so that means the other 6 carries he's only gotten 9 yards. So Pittsburgh was doing a good job, and he's a little bit banged up. So they're going to need this passing game most likely in the second half.
And, John, wasn't that first half a perfect example of why you harp so much on needing a passing game? I mean, think of it, John. That was the Eagles' best scoring first quarter of the season, and they turned the ball over twice in the quarter. So, I mean, you can see how explosive this team can be when they can pass the ball effectively, and Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown were on page today. That's for sure. or so far at
Yeah,
least.
and the frustrating part was there's no reason they shouldn't have an effective passing game. That's kind of what we've all been saying.
Right, right.
When you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, there's no reason you shouldn't have a really good passing game. So to get some confidence back in the quarterback to get things going so quickly and easily um, is a real positive for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, and I think you saw that um, in that first half.
John, anything you can tell us about Saquon? I know you don't know fully, but did you see anything from your perspective? We're watching from afar, so we can only see what the TV shows us. Are you seeing him do anything on the sideline? Has he been in and out of the tent? What have you seen from Saquon Barkley? I think that's the big concern right
No,
now.
he hasn't gone in the tent at all. So he had his helmet the whole time. He was trying to loosen up that right leg, shaking it, trying to get it going. So maybe, who knows? Maybe he took a helmet to the leg. Maybe it's something as simple as that. Um, and they finished it up with Kenny Gainwell, who, by the way, had a heck of a first half himself. Made a great juke move in the open field as a pass receiver. So he was playing pretty well in the first half as well. But yeah, something to keep an eye on. We'll see if he comes out for the second half. If he doesn't, then you start to really worry. But like I said, when a player has his helmet, he's trying to get back in there. It doesn't seem terribly serious. If it were a potential bigger issue, they would have taken him in the injury tent, may have taken him inside. None of that happened. So looked like he just probably needed to loosen something up, and hopefully he can do that ahead.
Ready, Matt? Good stuff. We'll talk to you in the post-game show. Thanks for checking in, brother.
All right, thanks, Ed.
Good stuff there from John McMullen, live from Lincoln Financial Field, giving us the update on the first half. I tell you what, everybody, when I watched it, I know it's 17-13, and for a second I thought the Eagles had a chance to pull away in this football game. It's 17-13 now. Birds will get the ball after the half. When this offense clicks like this, when Jalen Hurts throws the ball like he is today, this, to me, looks like a Super Bowl offense. And I know everybody gets mad. Oh, why do we want a passing game when Saquon's doing what he's doing? That's why. This is why. They moved up and down the field easily today. Jalen Hurts looks unbelievable today. 12 of 13, 146, 2 touchdowns. Brian Pumper, not your day. Dan Sileo, not your day today to criticize on Jalen Hurts. He looks electric. And Philly Matt asked, how about Kellen Moore? Well, Matt, we were debating, is it Hurts? Is it Moore? When Jalen throws the ball well, man, it all works, and that's what's going on today. So, Philly Matt, good job by you, brother. I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody. Hit that like button. 17-13, Eagles have the lead. And I think, as I mentioned, that was a perfect example of why, even when you're running the ball great, you need a great passing game in the modern NFL. And that's what you're getting here today. Jalen Hurts, 12 of 13, 146, 2 touchdowns. I mean, just impressive. Just impressive game from him so far. Now, Saquon not being in has changed the dynamic a little bit. You can see now TJ Watt is pinning his ears back. He's going to get Jalen Hurts. With no Saquon, that could change the way this game is played. This game is not over yet, everybody. But I will say it's very encouraging to see Jalen Hurts throw the ball like he is right now. When he's confident, when he throws the ball with conviction like he is today, I think that's when he elevates himself to a top 5 quarterback or a top 10 quarterback in the MVP conversation. He has the weapons around him. Sometimes he doesn't trust what he sees. When he trusts what he sees, he looks electric. And that's what you're seeing right now. And boy, how good of a player, by the way, is A.J. Brown. I mean, sometimes you can just, A.J. Brown's in single coverage, get the ball his way. He's going to figure out how to make a play. That one catch on Joey Porter, the back shoulder, was a great play by A.J. Brown. Obviously a great touchdown pass. And Devontae Smith getting involved as well. He is a touchdown catch. So I think this is what everybody wants to see from this offense. Obviously, we don't want to lose Saquon. I mean, Saquon not being in right now is a little bit concerning. You never want to see something in the leg injury area, but I don't know what it is. They're not really giving us many updates. And like John said, you would think if there's structural damage or of some sort, or even a fear of structural damage to the knee, they would bring him inside. He's sitting on the sidelines with his helmet on. I know he's warming up that leg, but I don't know what's going on with Saquon Barkley. So we will keep an eye on that in this game. Let's give you the stats here on the receivers right now. They are cooking, absolutely cooking. Is A.J. Brown. He's got five catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. Give me a second here. Not loading up on my stats. Devontae Smith has, give me a second. I don't know why this thing is not clicking. Well, I can't give you the full stat line right now when it's not working. Sorry about that. But anyway, the passing game is working good. A.J. Brown's involved. Devontae Smith's involved. Each of those two guys have a touchdown. And look, like I said, this is what you want to see. Now you need to add Barkley back into the mix, and this is where Barkley gets good in the second half, is when you can put games away by having one of the best running backs in the league. Hopefully he is healthy, and a big shout-out to this Eagles defense too, man. They are very fun to watch, this Eagles defense. They don't give you any breathing room. And Russell Wilson, boy, for the first quarter and a half, now he got it going a little bit late in that half, but I'm like, this dude looks lost. He looks completely lost. He doesn't know what to do without George Pickens out there to throw him the ball, and they couldn't get anything going. Russell Wilson just has 67 passing yards in the first half. Now, someone says, oh, I don't know what you were watching, Zander. Those last two drives were a shit show. I mean, Super Dave, I appreciate it, but that's football, dude. You're not going to have perfect drives every time. But I think what they did in that first half is enough to make me feel a lot better about that passing game, a lot better about Jalen Hurts. And when why does A.J. Brown say that after the game? Well, this is why. You got to get those guys involved. They're too good to not have them involved in the game. And you're right, the last two drives weren't as good. But, I mean, look, you're not going to have a perfect drive every drive out there. Obviously, the Steelers came back a little bit. It was 17-3. I thought for a second the Eagles had a chance to pull away. But a couple big plays there, and the Steelers stay in the game. So we'll see what ends up happening here in the second half. A great first half of football, though. What a fun game this is. A physical, fun football game. TJ Watt, holy shit, everybody. That dude is a beast, man. That dude is a freaking beast. When you make Lane Johnson look pedestrian, you're a beast, and he is a beast. By the way, can we also give Jalen Hurts a little credit? How the hell did he not fumble that football? I mean, you get clean sacked by TJ Watt, and he comes in punching at the ball, and Jalen's got one hand on that thing, and he doesn't let it go. I'm like, holy shit, how does he keep that ball? But he does it. A great job there by Jalen Hurts to hold on to that football. And a good first half for him, by the way. I think this is maybe his best game of the year so far, and the Eagles showing a lot with the passing game, but they got to close it out. They got to close it out here, so we'll see what ends up happening. Eagles will get the ball in the second half, so we will see how this thing unfolds. Let's take a couple more comments here. Strong hamstrings, protect the knee. That's true. I think Saquon has those, but we will see what ends up happening. Will he return to the game? Nolan Smith, that's a great one, Philly Matt. Nolan Smith is really starting to turn the page or turn the corner on being a good NFL player. Another sack for him today. He's up to 5.5 on the year, which is that's a pretty good number. I know it's not great, but he's a second-year player that you wanted to see an improvement from, and you're certainly seeing that. He looks like a beast over there. Jalen Carter, again, looks like a beast in the interior, getting held a bunch, still making plays, still making tackles. So it's good stuff there. Larry Hawk, this is a dumb comment by Larry Hawk, who, by the way, Larry, your consistency on dumb comments is almost impressive at this point. He says, remember when the media was screaming, run the ball? Remember when your star quarterback and star wide receiver came out and said they wanted to pass the ball, Larry? I mean, what a stupid comment. Do you see why they said that, Larry? Because look at how good the offense moves the ball up and down the field when the passing game is involved. Saquon is great, but to go on a hill where you want to break the rushing record for the sake of breaking the rushing record is stupid. You have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They're great football players. Having them involved is a good thing. I don't care if the media says it or AJ himself says it. It's a stupid comment by you, Larry Hawk. Enjoy the game and shut up. I'm not bringing up another comment from you for the rest of the day. Appreciate everybody watching. Hit that like button, and I'll see you on the postgame show, everybody. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, answering the bell, answering the questions. I love it. Catch you next time, everybody.